Hi there. So today's video, we are going to talk about how you can integrate TeamKinetic straight into DoIt and then on into the Big Help Out. So DoIt is a platform that's supporting the Big Help Out this year. We know a lot of our customers are really interested and ready to go and get involved with the Big Help Out. And what this integration means is that you'll be able to create your opportunities in TeamKinetic as normal, share them to the DoIt and Big Help Out platforms, and drive volunteers back from those platforms to your TeamKinetic application, where they'll be able to join and go through your normal processes. So you won't have to do anything twice, which is great news. So to do this, in the first instance, everybody needs a DoIt account. So this all starts from the super admin menu. We're going to go to Setup, head down to the API and Integrations tab. And we've got a box here for DoIt and the Big Help Out. There's some links here which you can follow to find out some more information about the Big Help Out specifically if you're not aware of what's going on. And then we've got here a link to create a DoIt account if you haven't got one yet. If you do have a DoIt account, it's still worth clicking this link because that will check to make sure that you are connected to the Big Help Out via your DoIt account. If you're not, you can click a button and get that connected up straight away. And if you are, it'll let you know on the screen. I will go through where to find the key that you need to share once I've gone through the registration process. So we click on this link and we'll get a registration page up. I'm going to put some fake information in here. Now this email address you will need to have access to because they will send you a code and you will need to put that in. So make sure you get the email address spelled right. I'm going to check if I've got that right for my temporary email address. Give it a password, super quick and easy. So they sent the email. So let's check if we've got it. There we go. And we're going to paste that code back to DoIt. And then it'll put us into the basic information and the other bits of your organization. So we can keep filling this out. I'll try and do it nice and quick. And the final screen on the admins is where you can add extra users if you need to add them to your DoIt account, but you don't need to do that. You don't have to have multiple users. And then we click register the organization. The next screen here is asking you if you want to join the Big Help Out. This is the screen you'll get to if you follow that link and you've already got a DoIt account. So we accept the invite to join the Big Help Out. And that's just done. Go to the home screen and we're in our new DoIt account. You'll have some certain things set up by default. So DoIt uses something called ecosystems, which helps you split up your opportunities. If you're only using this DoIt platform, it's brand new, and you're just using it to add your TeamKinetic opportunities to the Big Help Out, you don't need to worry about the ecosystem. It creates one default one for you. And then on top of that, you have the applications, which you've just seen there. We've joined into the Big Help Out. So these are the connected apps. Again, if you're just using this just for this purpose to start with, you don't need to worry about that at this point. What we do need to worry about is the integration and the API key. So if we click on org settings and then we click on integrations, you'll see the API key section here. If this is a new account, there won't be an API key generated. If it's an existing account and you've never used the integrations, then again, the API key won't be generated. For most people, you won't have a key here, and we'll hit the generate new key button. And it'll give you this big, long, nasty number. And there's a handy button here to copy that to your clipboard. So we're going to copy that key. And then we're going to head back to our admin screens here. And you've got a nice big box there to put that key into. And we're going to hit save. What that'll do at that point is now we're going to verify that link to DoIt. It takes a little while the first time round. Usually a pause while it does some verifications. And it'll pull up the information from your DoIt account. So you've got here that initial ecosystem that I mentioned that's created just under the organization name. And then you've got the Big Help Out applications here. The Big Help Out 2024 is the one you're going to be using mostly. The Big Help Out for Business is more for group volunteering and corporate volunteering, things like that. So that's the one we're mostly going to use. So this is just a quick sanity check to make sure that we can connect to DoIt using the key you've given us. If the key is incorrect or you've cut and pasted it incorrectly or something's not right, you'll get a different message here that let you know. And as far as the setup goes, that's it. So the next thing is to start sharing opportunities. So if we're going to create a new opportunity, share to do it. It's going to be a very badly prepared opportunity with all the minimum details. So the screen we're looking for is the promoting and sharing screen, which is where you'll find your other sharing options. And at the bottom here, we've got this share opportunity, the big help out. So in order to share, we need to know where to put it. So every time you create an opportunity, it'll ask you where do you want it to go, which application and which ecosystem. So we want the big help out. And that's it. Now we'll find this is on DoIt. So if we go down to the sharing tab, we get a little window to tell us it's been shared. We've got a link to follow that we can view it on the DoIt platform. And here it is. You'll see here that you've got the external apply link here that you can click. And that drives us back to our TeamKinetic application where volunteers can register and join. We can also remove that opportunity. If I click this delete from DoIt button here, you can see the screen disappears, and you can see now that that activity is no longer available. It's disappeared from DoIt. So super simple once you get over that hurdle of creating the account and finding your API key. Now, for providers, if you're in a situation like a volunteer center, for instance, where you've got lots of external providers, ideally you want the providers to create their own DoIt account. Now, for the providers, it's a similar sort of process. So we're going to impersonate this provider here. And their DoIt settings are under their details and setup. And they've got an integrations tab there. And this is where they'll find their big help out details. Now, for them, it's the same situation. We will try and put together some materials that you can disseminate to the providers. And we've also running the masterclass on new features and functions where this will all get explained again. And providers are very welcome to join those classes as well. There should be a notification about that extra training, and you can book it in the extra training section of your menu there. So for them, it's exactly the same. They create an account, they create an API key, they hit save, it checks the account to make sure that we're connected to them. So you can see here the different ecosystems, the different organization name, because this is an account that we set up for the provider on DoIt. And when they create the opportunities, they get exactly the same screens. I'm just going to jump to the step so you can see it. They get exactly the same screen, so to share or not, and choose where to put that opportunity. So it's very, very similar to the providers. We know that some providers can't or won't create a DoIt account, and that's when the admins can step in and share the opportunities on their behalf via their DoIt account. Ideally, the providers do it because then everything ties together nicely. The account in DoIt matches the charity or organization name for the opportunity, and everything is nice and tidy. The volunteer ends up in the same place no matter what happens. If you add it into your account or the provider adds it into their account, the volunteer follows that link from DoIt that we saw, and they'll end up back at your application, your website, and can join there and log hours. We've added a filter into the opportunity search page here. So if you've hit type and add, shared on DoIt there, so you can quickly bring up all the opportunities that are shared on DoIt. You can also use the same sharing tab on an existing opportunity and retroactively add that into DoIt as well if you need to. So yeah, it should be super simple. I know there's going to be questions, so if you've got any questions, get in touch, use the chat, use the support tickets, email, phone, letter, however you want to get in touch, and we'll try and answer those questions. But hopefully once you've created your DoIt account, it should be super simple, and we'll see a lot more engagement there, and you can all get involved in the big help out this year.